Anthony Poindexter, defensive end Adisa Isaac, and defensive tackle Devon Elise. So a couple of opening statements, guys. Coach, start with you and just talk about how the bowl week experience has been so far here being in Atlanta.
It's been awesome. This is like my fourth time being here, 2 times as a player, second time as a coach. Atlanta's always a great city to come, and the Peach Bowl has always been an awesome experience, and I'm happy that our guys got the chance to experience it.
All right. And for the players, now that we're through all of the bowl week events, talk about what was your favorite event of the week that you guys got to do, kind of the off-the-field stuff.
I'll definitely have to say it was a family feud last night. Just kind of picking our guys' brains and what they think about certain topics. It was fun just to, build that bond, in a bowl event like that. So, I say the family feud one.
All right, Devon?
Yeah, definitely. I have to agree with him. Given the opportunity to compete against Ole Miss early on is a great opportunity, and we really enjoyed ourselves. The guys really loved it, so that was definitely the best part for me, at least.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Honestly, if I know some of you guys were there last night at the event, it was epic. I mean, they really got into it. I've never seen teams standing on chairs before.
And we got to see Coach Dex in the College Football Hall of Fame. So.
That's right. That's right. There you go, Coach. All right, guys. We'll go ahead and jump into questions. Raise your hand, please. We'll get you a microphone, and let's start right here, fourth row on the left, please.
Morning, guys. Adisa, we saw your NFL announcement last night. Can you explain the process that went into you making this decision and then choosing to announce last night? What kind of went into all of that?
Kind of just, thoughts throughout this bowl prep with family, and, some coaches just getting last little thoughts out there of, what I should do. And I felt that it was best that I go to the NFL. But after I played this last game with my teammates, I felt like that was important to me and important to this team. So that's something I decided to do. But I just felt like this was the right time. Felt like I've put in enough work throughout these past 2 years, coming off an injury, put myself in a good position to make this kind of decision.
All right here, front row on the left.
Morning, guys. Jared Parker, 6 News. Coach Poindexter, obviously, week before last, when talking about Manny Diaz, you said, coming into this game, no one can call things quite like Manny Diaz. Everyone has their own uniqueness. I want to know, for Coach Tom Allen, does seeing how you guys run things in a bowl game this week, is that going to be a huge stepping stone for him to kind of come over and get the flow of things here?
I think it's good to see how we operated before he got here. I think Coach Allen will have to operate the way he want to operate. Obviously, he bringing his style of defense to Penn State, but Coach Allen gonna have his own flavor, just like Coach Manny has his own flavor, just like I have mine. So, it's gonna be his.
Next question. Where we go next? All right, back over here. Fourth row on the left.
Dex, can you? What was kind of your reaction to Tom Allen getting hired as defensive coordinator, and what are kind of your thoughts overall on the system that he runs and what he brings to Penn State?
I was out at Purdue for 4 years, and we face Indiana every year as our rival game. So I was very familiar with Coach Allen and the style of defense he played. It was always hard for even Coach Brom to prepare for it. So I'm excited that he's here. He's a good person. I'm really good coach, and excited to get started with him.
Okay, right here, second row on the right, please.
This one's for Adisa or Devon. The senior day was against Rutgers, but there's always that Michigan State game and obviously this bowl game. Throughout bowl prep, have you guys had any time to kind of reflect on your Penn State careers and that this really is the last time you guys will be suiting up?
Devon, let's start with you this time.
Yeah, actually, Coach Franklin's been big on reflection and just not taking these moments for granted. Everything, 20, 30 years down the road, you're going to look back and you're going to look back at the moments with your teammates and you're going to wish you kind of appreciated it more in the moment. That's what Coach Franklin says. And we truly took that to heart, especially this year, with the season we've had, with the guys that we got. The brotherhood just felt so much stronger this year, and it's just I appreciate Coach Franklin for putting that into perspective for us, especially in these last couple weeks.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Just over these last 2 years, really just building this chemistry, the defense especially, and building all these strong bonds and relationships that's gonna last us, well off from college. So that's what it's all about, the relationships that you build, and I'm just being in the moment. I know we try to focus on what's next all the time, but just look to your left and look to your right, and just get a guy next to you a hug. That's what we always do in the in the defensive meeting room. So kind of just taking time and just taking a breath of fresh air and just enjoying it.
All right, we're going to go next, fifth row on the right.
This would be for all three of you to answer. Are there any unique challenges the Ole Miss offense presents that maybe you haven't seen in games this year before?
Well, the first challenge is the tempo. You see it sometimes, but we haven't really seen it on a consistent basis, like throughout the game, like they do. I think the depth at receiver, the production at the receiver spot that they have, and the players that they have there, 3 guys on the field that's all over 700 yards. I don't know if we can play the team with that kind of production, maybe Ohio State, but and they got a really good running back core, So, obviously we haven't seen good running backs, but I just think Coach Kiffin do a great job. He has his guys ready to play, and with the tempo and with their scheme, they can give you some challenges.
Yeah, I say definitely the tempo and the personnel. They know how to get their skill guys into space and make plays. So, we kind of pride ourselves on stopping the run all year, and this is a team that has some good backs that run hard, and some good receivers as well. So they're pretty balanced in that aspect. So we just got to do a good job of locking that down.
Yeah, I'd also agree with the tempo. Honestly, we just have to stay disciplined as a defense. They're trying to get a lot of plays off. That's a credit to their offense. And as long as we stay disciplined and play our ball, don't try to speed up to their pace, I think we should be good.
All right, next question. All right, we'll let them think a minute, and I've got one for you. For each of you guys, I know you've seen a lot of film on Ole Miss. Tell us what Big Ten team does Ole Miss are they equivalent to? Do you think that you saw this year?
It's hard. Like I say, I think they got a uniqueness. We really didn't face a Big Ten team that kind of operated like they did, that they do. Like I say, I think their receiving core is very similar to Ohio State. Obviously in the Big Ten, there's quite a few really good running backs in our Big Ten. And obviously we have 2 great ones on our team. So, but I just don't know if we can face the team that consistently throughout a game tempo that way. So,
Yeah. Adisa, who does Ole Miss remind you of?
Yeah, I agree. It's hard to pinpoint an exact team that kind of resembles them, but I say they're just balanced. In that, and we keep saying the tempo, but that's a factor in the game. So it's just the way they utilize their tools and the kind of their scheme helps them be dominant on offense. So
Yeah, Devon, what about you?
Yeah, I'd have to agree. The diversity they have on offense is actually really like a special thing. They got the size up front, of course, it's the SEC, and then you got their skill positions. They're very talented there, and they know how to utilize them. Lane does a great job of that. So,
Yep. All right, it looks like we're ready. All the way in the back, please.
Hey, this is for the players. Guys, I know we talked about coming into this game, kind of history and everything that's on the line, but, it's easy to say it then. It's different now that you're here. You've been inside Mercedes-Benz. Has the magnitude of this moment, the magnitude of this game, everything on the line, has that sunk in? Has there been that moment where you're like, okay, this is big?
No. Well, not necessarily hasn't sunk in. It's just the way we operate, the way we prepare. It's no different than any other week. We have our meetings on Sundays, we have our practices on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and we attack it just the same. I mean, of course, this is a bowl game, so it is a bigger game. But at the end of the day, we're treating it like any other game.
All right, back to row 5 on the right.
Guys, as great as this defense has been all year, is this kind of a fitting way to end it against an offensive challenge like this to see who's better, your defense, their offense?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've been getting tested all year. It's just another test for us. We just got to go out and do what we've been doing, keep the standard high, and just go out there and execute and have fun doing it.
Yeah, we live to operate in moments like this, so this is exciting for us.
All right, back to row 4 on the left.
Dex, so we talked to KJ Winston earlier this week, and he said it was kind of around this time last year during Rose Bowl prep that he felt things kind of click into place, and that really carried over into the season. Where have you seen the biggest growth from him from this time last year to where he is now?
Well, I agree with him. This time last year, he basically was the fifth safety. He had some couple of backup roles. He was starting on special teams. Obviously we had a situation happen in the game with Jay Reed last year in the Rose Bowl early in the first half, which forced him into, action and meaningful minutes. And he was ready, but we had played him quite a bit last year. But this year just coming in, he had a different, not a different mindset, but he had the mindset that he wanted to come in, be the starter, contribute to the team, be a really great player. And, you just watch him work every week. You watch him practice. And then at about week 6, you could see the light just turn on for him, and he just felt comfortable. And, you try to allow a player to be himself, and I think, sometimes as coaches, you can overcoach a kid. So I tried to pull off of him and just let the game come to him and paint his own portrait of how he saw the game and do the jobs that we were asking him to do. And I think about week 6, you could really see his confidence just soar. And then down the back stretch, man, he just became totally different animal. So.
All right, we'll go next to the front row right here, and guys, be ready for anything now. This is a wild card right here.
Have I built up that reputation now?
Yeah, you have.
And I was going to ask a different question probably than everyone else is asking. So I'm asking all the serious questions. I just, want to let you know. But seriously, question is, does pineapple belong on pizza?
Yes.
No.
Yes, it does.
Nah.
Why not?
A meat belong on pizza. Pepperoni, sausage,
like-
bacon.
I feel like if you're going to eat the fruit, you might as well just eat it first, let it go through your system, do what it do, and then you get handed the pizza.
No, I've been eating it my whole life. That sweet, savory combination is one for the ages. So
We got some strong opinions on this one. We may need to continue to explore this.
Yeah.
All right, back over here, front row on the right side, please.
Yeah, I vote no also. Anthony, I'm wondering, had you been to the College Football Hall of Fame here in Atlanta since you were enshrined as a?
No, sir.
What feeling was that like for you last night? Is that pretty humbling?
It was humbling, and I had never been to the actual site. Obviously, the induction ceremony was in Las Vegas. It was special because I got to go with our team, and I don't know if they really thought I could play or not. I really don't tell them so. Like, so maybe now they'll think I can play a little bit. But no, it was a humbling experience, and then to get to share it with these guys made it that more special.
Yeah, I think we all know you can play, Coach. All right, where we going next, guys? All right, over here, left side, second row.
Good morning, guys. Kyle Golick from Mike Farrell Sports. Jackson Dart's one of the top quarterbacks in the SEC, completing nearly 70% of his passes. What takeaways have you seen on film to prepare yourself against this top 25 passing attack?
We didn't face some really good quarterbacks this year that had some good passing attacks. I think that, obviously they're unique in their style of how they play. But like they said earlier, we just got to try to do what we've been doing all year, play the game in the style that we've been playing all year, have fun with it, and, our best against their best. And, that's how we've been playing all season.
Yeah, I say we just, he's a good quarterback, and their offense is electric, and it starts with the quarterback. So he's the head of the snake. We just gotta contain him and, not try to limit the explosive plays that they do. And the tempo is a factor, so they're trying to run a lot of plays. So kind of just being set, being ready for him, try not to get caught off guard, give him anything easy, make him earn everything. So.
Yeah, I believe it's going to start up front. The best way to get through to the quarterback is through the offensive line. And we really respect Ole Miss's offensive line, so we're going to do our best, as a defensive line to operate at a much higher level, a lot faster. To keep up with an explosive, quick offense. So,
Which one of you guys is going to get to him first?
the leader of
Devon
TFLs and
leads.
sacks.
I think Devon
The leader of TFLs and sacks in the Big Ten
Devon
is sitting to
leads.
my right. I got a lot of confidence in him.
All right, fair enough. All right, next question. All right, back over here to the front row. I think she's promising a football question.
I did ask plenty of football questions yesterday too. I like to switch it up, get to know you guys. That's all.
I understand.
But Coach Dex, this question is for you. I would imagine that over the last couple of weeks that you've had a lot going on your plate with this kind of switch and roll. So my question to you is, what did you say to yourself in kind of the quiet moments when you had a moment to yourself to kind of keep yourself grounded?
Well, I've been in this role. Actually, it happened to me the first year I was here. Obviously back at UConn, from 14 to 17, I was a coordinator. So, and as the coordinator, you don't do it all yourself anyway. We have a great staff. Obviously, the guys in that room have been awesome. Coach Smith been awesome. So, and then we have these players, man. They know our system. Like I said, we've been running this thing for 2 years. We got a veteran group, and they make it easy. You just try to keep things as routine and how we've been doing it all season. Obviously, again, like I said, early on, a couple of weeks ago, I'm not Coach Manny, but we know how we operate on a day-to-day basis and how we get our team prepared. So, it's just been like that for me for the last couple of weeks, and we'll be ready to play on Saturday.
All right, we got time for a few more with this group. Let's go back over here, left side.
Adisa, Devon just kind of touched on it with leading this team in sacks, TFLs, earning all Big Ten. What did that mean to you to be able to have this kind of season in year 5, especially given the injury? And Devon, what did it mean to see Adisa have this kind of year, given knowing what he's been through and how long you've known him?
Man, it feels like a blink of an eye. But I'm just trying to cherish the moments with my teammates, for real. That's the main thing for me. I feel like when you focus on just having fun with your brothers and just going there and with a positive mindset, whether it's a workout, whether it's meetings, whatever it is, and just, grind out with your brothers, I feel like it makes the success on the field much easier. You don't really kind of, think about getting it. It kind of just happens. So, and that's kind of the way you want it to happen, kind of naturally and organic. So I say just credit to my teammates, for real, just pushing me from, especially just coming off an injury, just pushing me to get back to where I am now. I mean, I couldn't have done it by myself, and nobody could. So that's just a credit to them. Man, it's really surreal. I mean, I can't really put into words just how everything panned out. But I'm just blessed, and I'm just happy that I got to do it with this group of guys, and I just want to finish it out strong.
Honestly, it's been tremendous to see him play. When you have a guy like these, a lot of guys who have the injury, the type of injury he had, they kind of look at football, and a lot of them just say, wow, I'll never be what I was before the injury. I think after it happened, and even during the whole process, he took everything in strides, and he just said to himself, he's going to come back that much better. And obviously you've seen the play on film. You've seen how he's operated in the last 12 weeks. So it's just been really special, We came in together, and, he's just been that guy since day one. So.
All right, time for one or two more. All right, let's go back over here. Oh, I'm sorry, did it? All right, over here left, row 2.
You guys, obviously, the word tempo came up a lot talking about Ole Miss offense. We've seen them against LSU. Obviously, they can win in a shootout, but we've also seen them succeed when they play slower. Coming into this game, is the strategy kind of, disrupt their tempo, try and make them play slow? Or even if they play fast, you guys know you can force turnovers, so you're okay with that?
Well, like I said, like we just gonna go in and play our style of defense. Obviously we have said the word tempo, but we know we play a certain brand of football, and we've been playing it all year. We just gonna do what we've been doing. Fast, slow. We just got to be prepared for it. Our kids know they got to get their cleats set and get the cleats in the ground and execute. And it's been about execution for us all year. Execution, having fun, enjoying it, playing with each other, and that's what we've done for 12 weeks, and we want to do it for one more week.
All right, we'll take our last question here on row 2.
Junkins from Ole Miss is a special back. Coach Poindexter, you were a teammate of Tiki Barber. You guys gone against some great backs here. Who would you compare Junkins to, because he's 5th all time in the SEC through his sophomore year in yards gained? He seems to be a special back. Who would you compare him to?
The back on our team, we have a back on our team that I think he very similar to is K-Tron. I mean, he got that kind of power. He had tackle breaker, speed through the hole, and even Nick. I mean, they all bigger backs that run with power, got breakaway speed and good vision. So luckily we just face those guys each week in practice. But obviously the Big Ten has a lot of backs like that. So he's special, and we give him all the respect.
All right, anything else? Oh, all right, last one right here. Promise.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I just want to make sure I get the record for this one because I feel like you're going to like this one. So, all right. So this question's for all three of you. So, favorite Taylor Swift song?
I'm out. I don't even know. Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Nothing. Can you sing it?
Can it be multiple choice?
It could be multiple choice.
Yeah, I
It could
got
be
it.
Shake It Off. It could be I Knew You Were Trouble. It could
That's
be
more their generation.
Anti-Hero.
I'm more like Johnny Gill, Jodeci. Like I'm more in the 90s and 80s R&B. So
Genuine. That's on my speed. You know what I mean?
Favorite Genuine song, then?
I got
In
it.
those
Got
jeans.
it. Got it.
in those jeans. That's what he don't even know. See.
All right. Well, we gave it a shot. All right, guys.
Got it.
Thanks very much.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you. I appreciate it.
All right, we'll continue. Additional players now. We've got linebacker Curtis Jacobs, cornerback Daquan Hardy, and safety Keaton Ellis. Guys, I'll ask you the same question that I asked the other guys. Now that we're through all of the bowl week events, just talk about what was your favorite. You guys got to do a lot of stuff. What was your favorite events of the week?
I say my favorite event was the Family Feud. Just going out there and just competing against Ole Miss, and it was just, build up the intensity going into the game. So that was my favorite event.
I would say for me, going along with Day, the College Football Hall of Fame was a great experience, and seeing the history and players that I grew up watching, and it was a really cool experience to kind of see that, and obviously seeing Coach Dex in there as well was pretty cool.
Yeah, I gotta say the trivia too. It was really fun.
Yeah, you guys got into it last night. All right, going into questions, raise your hand. We'll get you a microphone. Let's start right here, row 2 on the right, please.
Thank you guys for your time this morning. I asked the other guys this question, but senior night was before the season ended, obviously, and then you guys had the game against Michigan State, and then this game coming up. So it really wasn't the last time you guys would play. But now this game is going to be the last time you guys suit up for Penn State. And I asked them, and I'm going to ask you guys the same thing. Have you guys had any time to reflect? I know the last couple weeks have been busy, But have you guys had any time to reflect on your Penn State careers?
Yeah, I think for me, kind of the business we're in is like we're always really reflecting. We're always looking back on what we've done and what we can do better. And just it's always going to be bittersweet when you leave out, especially at Penn State. Because there's a lot of guys that I'm gonna miss being around and miss playing with. But I kind of had that understanding, that it was gonna come to an end eventually. So just proud of what I've and what we've accomplished.
Yeah, just going off Keaton, it's definitely a bittersweet moment, playing your last game here. But at the same time, I just got to go out there and just give it my all and then reflect on it later.
Curtis, what about you?
I think I spent a lot of time reflecting these past couple weeks. Just thinking about relationships that have been made, places I've been because of this that I otherwise wouldn't have been. And it's just about being thankful. So I'm really thankful for the opportunities I was given, and I'm just continuing to try to be grateful.
Next question. Where are we going? All right, let's go back here, row 5 on the right, please.
This is for all three of you guys. This may be the best offense you've faced all season long. Is this kind of a fitting way for the number one defense in the country to kind of go out against a challenge like this?
Yeah, definitely. They're really good at running the ball and throwing the ball. So I feel like it's another opportunity for us to go show out that we are the number one defense, even though we lost a couple guys. But we got some guys filling in some big roles, and they're up for the challenge.
I mean, yeah, we're just excited for another opportunity, and another challenge that we are ready to face, and we're excited to face, and we're just ready to get to the game and show everybody what what it means to be number one defense.
Yeah, obviously this is a big time team. They won't be taken lightly, so we just have to come out and play our ball, and I feel like we can get it done.
This one's for all three of you again. You all three were here when Brent Pry left and Manny came in originally. I'm just curious, what's that process like to get to know a new defensive coordinator personally, and then to really understand his system and get comfortable with it?
I think I've kind of been blessed with that opportunity because I'm in the room with those guys every day. So I feel like just being able to get to know them as a person first, how they think, why they do things. I think that's one of the most important part. It kind of gets you to get an understanding of what's going to be called, what you need to do, and how you need to approach yourself as a player. So I feel like just being able to be in the room with those guys has been really good for me. I can't really speak on these two guys' experience, but I feel like that's one of the things that's helped me out.
Yeah, for me, it's just, it takes a little bit of time to quite fully, be comfortable around a new coach and just to understand what he's thinking and just moving forward and just like his play calling and everything. So I feel like the transition from Coach Pry to Diaz was kind of smooth, kind of got a whole spring together. And that first season was kind of got us really going. So it's been a good time.
Yeah, I mean, just, going off what Dede said and kind of what Kurt said too, it's like, we're not always in the room with them. We have our own position coaches, so the relationship, takes, a little longer to build, to kind of understand who that person is and, like he said, play calling and just, who he is as a person. But, we've been very fortunate to have, great coaches since we've been here, and just trying to, for me, it's like, what can I, take from each coach, that's been through here.
All right, we'll go next, front row on the left, please.
This is for Daquan. Last time we spoke, you said that you didn't feel like your last season was the best work and that you really made the jump this year into what you could be. Looking to go into the NFL draft, how do you look to cement not just your season, but your Penn State legacy on Saturday?
I just feel like just go out there, play a complete game as a cornerback, a nickel, and as a returner, just go out there and just cap off what a season I had and just give them all out on the field.
All right, next one all the way in the back.
Guys, this is more of a X's and O's question, but their tempo is one of the best defenses against your guys' ability to switch in players and change your lineups a little bit. How much have you guys spent preparing to not be able to get substitutions, and how much have you guys talked about what that will look like on Saturday?
Yeah, obviously that's part of the game plan. You gotta be ready for anybody to bring out tempo at any moment. So I feel like that's something we work. We worked it since I've been in college. So I'm excited to for that opportunity.
Yeah, I would just, to add to that, we work every situation you can imagine at all times, spring ball, football, during camp, in season. So we're more than prepared, for whatever any team throws at us, regardless of what it is.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm good.
All right, next question over here.
Ole Miss got a trio of receivers in Harris, Watkins, and Wade that are pretty special. They've gotten over 700 yards this year. Since a lot of you guys are in the back seven in pass protection, what have you gleaned from the film study of what makes those three a really good unit?
I would just say those are some, like you said, some great receivers. The quarterback, he could throw the ball well, and those guys can make plays. So we just got to contain them on the perimeter, try to limit the explosive plays, and I feel like we'll be good out there.
All right, guys. Curtis, you want to take that one?
Yeah, I've seen their receivers. I think they have a really good passing attack, along with a really good running attack. I think they have, in my opinion, one of the top backs in the country. So when you see a balanced attack like that, you really just have to play sound defense, be where you're supposed to be. So I feel like that's the most important part for us.
All right, Keaton, anything to add?
Yeah, they've it's hard to find three receivers with yards like that, and they do a great job of getting them the ball, and to you have that run pass, it goes hand in hand, and just for us defensively, we just got to challenge in coverage and then pressure, and I think we'll like the result.
Okay, up here front row on the right.
Yeah, so you guys had a lot happen this season to get to this moment, but is there any moment that you look back on from this year that you'll be like, yeah, that was my favorite moment?
I would say, for me, I think there was obviously a lot of moments that, were amazing. We played in a lot of big games. And I would say, as far as like emotionally and just like all that combined, I would probably say just senior night and just running out the tunnel to my parents, to my mom, almost in tears, and kind of just like, I don't know, it was just a whirlwind of emotions, and it was really a truly amazing experience to kind of just, see how proud of me they were, and to kind of reflect on, what all I've done here at Penn State.
For me, I would say my favorite moment is when I got back and I played in the Illinois game. It was just happy to be out there with my brothers, and I got an interception that game, and it kind of kick-started the season for me. So I'd be like, that's my favorite moment.
Curtis?
I gotta say senior night as well. Just being able to spend some extra time on the field after the game, walking around. I probably stayed out there for like 30, 35 minutes, just walking around, taking it in. And it's just, I cherish it because it just reflects a lot of great times, even the bad times. Just, you got to be grateful that you went through it.
All right, we got time for a few more. Where are we going next? All right, I got one for you guys. I mean, obviously, you guys have been doing a lot of film study this week, and you guys are each from different positional groupings. Where do each of you see your advantages positionally against Ole Miss?
I would say I think it's going to be a really great matchup, and I think both teams are going to have to bring their best. And you know, I feel like we match up really well with them. And you know, I'm just excited just to get out there and you know, get to the game really.
Yeah, all I've been hearing all week is Penn State defense versus Ole Miss offense. So I feel like when that's been hyped up so much, you gotta pretty much give the people what they want. So at this point, it's just about preparation and making sure we're as prepared as possible.
Yeah, I've heard one or two things about that too.
But yeah, just going off what they said, you know, we kind of match up well against their offense, so this is going to be a good game. I feel like our defensive line is going to get after them, so just see that.
All right, anything else? All right, here we go. Back over here, far left, row 2, please.
I posed this question in the last session. I asked the guys, hey, who does Junkins compare to from Ole Miss? And Coach Poindexter right away went to Katron Allen. Through your film study, do you agree with that assessment? And how do you anticipate your guys' matchup against Judkins, who's been a monster his first 2 years at Ole Miss?
Yeah, I would say he's a really good back. I think our defense is probably one of the most prepared run defenses in the country because we have Nick Singleton and Fat Man. So just being able to have those guys and work with them every day, I think there's no challenge we can't handle.
Good.
Yep, go ahead. All right, last, all right, all the way in the back, please.
I know you guys, you hear all the time about SEC, Big Ten kind of thing. You've played Arkansas, you've played Auburn twice, you're now playing Ole Miss. Is there actually, do you see differences in styles of play, in just physical types, when you actually get on the field and play teams from other conferences like the SEC?
And I would say, you know, every team isn't the same, and they all have, you know, obviously different schemes, and you know, different personnel. So we're not really looking at as like a total like at least I don't look at it as like SEC. I look at it as Ole Miss, and we're gonna prepare for Ole Miss like we prepare for Northwestern or you know whoever the team is, you know, we're playing. So, you know, for us, it's another team, and you know, we're just excited, and we've had a great week of practice thus far and preparation. So, you know, we're excited to get to the game.
All right, anything else, guys? Last chance. Okay, that'll do it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Great job, guys.